Okay, now it's time to rush the passer. Now, this is a different kind of stance. This is a whole different mechanism somewhat, okay? That run stance is different than your pass rush stance. In that run stance, you gotta get that first step down in a hurry. You gotta have that. Why? You gotta have the 6-inch power step because you can't get caught on one foot. Can't take that big step like that. Now, pass rush is different. Pass rush, I'm trying to maximize each and every step I take. I want to go over the pass rush 3-point stance. Okay, now this is different. I want a little elongated stance because I want to take a longer step. If that offensive lineman is kicking on you, you got to cover ground. You can't take that small step and he kicks and he's waiting on you. You still got to get through him. So the quicker you can get up on him, the quicker you can do your move. That means I might want to take a longer step, okay? Now, here's my pass rush stance. You still have the heel toe ratio, but in my pass rush stance, my back foot has a little bit more freedom to be a little bit further away from my heel. Watch. Okay, this is pretty good. My back foot is not heel toe ratio anymore because I don't want to take a small step. I need to take a bigger step. So in pass rush, my back foot needs to be back a little bit more. That was my left hand stance. Got to be able to get in the right and left hand stance. Want to be a balanced defensive lineman. Right and left hand stance. Work on both. Work on your right hand stance. Work on your left hand stance. You can't be on the right side, only in the right hand stance, and go to the left side and be in the right hand stance again. Now the offensive lineman know what you're going to do. You want to be balanced, man. You want to be able to rush either right or left-handed on either side of the ball. Doesn't matter, Big Dawg, where they line you up at, you can rush from that side. Work on both stances. Here's my right hand stance. Heel toe ratio, okay, I put my hand down, but I'm gonna adjust my back foot right there. Right hand stance, left hand stance. Left hand stance, right hand stance. You gotta be able to get in both stances with no problem. Okay, that's the pass rush stance. You still want that down hand in line with that back leg. That's still important, okay? This is what you want, right there. That way you know where your first step is going. Your first step is going where your down hand is. That's my right hand stance. Watch my left hand stance. Gotta be balanced, Big Dawg. Both stances, here we go. Okay, so what you see is, you know which way I'm stepping. I'm going vertical, okay? My foot is under me, still 90 degrees, but my hand is a little bit further out. That way I can explode off the ball. Okay, that's what we gotta have there. We talked about our pass rush in a 3-point stance. Okay, at least our feet. Okay, we talked about how those feet need to be back a little bit further so that you have more explosion. You can take a longer step to gain ground and beat him hopefully to that spot's what you want to do. Right now we're talking about the hand placement in a 3-point stance for pass rush. So we have our feet again in the proper position. I have that 90-degree angle on my front leg. But what I want is I want this hand loaded on my hip. Okay, why, coach? So that I can throw or split, what I call split out of your stance. This is a track term, okay? If you let your hands go, your hips and feet will follow. If you let your hands go, your hips and feet will follow, okay? Your hands control your hips and your feet. So if you throw them, if you throw your hands, you're gonna explode out of your hip and from your foot. For our pass rush, okay, I want to show you something before I get into, again, continuing a pass rush stance. But I want to show you something. I have this ring right here. Okay, the reason why I have this ring right here is because this is the spot that as a defensive end, I want to get to. Now, if I'm a D tackle, that spot's closer, obviously, because of my alignments. But if I'm a defensive end, the spot that I want to beat this offensive tackle to, okay, is right here. Now, how do I know the spot, coach? Well, it's a triangle, okay? You determine that spot depending on your alignment. What am I saying? The closer I line up to this offensive tackle, the closer this spot is that I got to beat him to. The closer I line up to this offensive tackle, the closer that spot is that I have to beat him to. You understand? Now, when I widen out a little bit, guess what that does? That moves that spot that I have to beat him to. So now, when I line up just a little wider, he has to open up. He either has to kick vertical in a hurry. Vertical kick is straight back on this blue line. Either he's kicking vertical on this blue line, or he has to kick out to cover me up, okay? But if he covers me, trying to cover me up, and I line up a little wider, that moves my spot. That benefits me, because I want that big guy to move. We call him a hog. I'm a big dog, that's a big hog, what we call him. But I want Big Hog to move his feet, because I might just catch him on one foot. You know what I'm saying? So I want him to move. So as I adjust my positioning, and I get my three-point stance, a little triangle is formed, somewhat of a triangle, okay? From here, you see that? To here. That's the spot I want to beat him to. That triangle right there tells me my spot. That's why we've got to get off the ball. Pass rush stance, okay? Now, in the pass rush stance again, I want my foot, it's going to be further back than my run stance, you understand? It's going to be further back. Now, whether your inside foot is up or your outside foot is up determines what kind of pass rush move you want to do. Right now, I'm going to just show you with the inside foot up as to which foot goes up depending on what pass rush move I'm doing. But you can't do the same, you can't have the same foot placement and you can do every single move. It don't work like that. Your foot placement for the move you're doing is very important. We'll go over that in another vlog. But right here, I just want to show you that triangle that I need to attack. I need to beat him to that spot. I'm in my three-point stance. Inside foot is up. I got my hand, I got my foot, my back foot back, my hips slightly above my head, and now I'm going to split. But I'm trying to beat him to that spot, right here. Boom. Okay, I got to beat him to that spot. Why, coach? Because when he kicks, I want him to feel threatened, and I want him to open up his hips. That's going to allow me to carve the corner. Okay, that's going to allow me to bend this corner if he feels that I'm a threat to him, and I'm beating him to this spot. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we've got to get off the ball, and we've got to split and explode out of our hips. We've got to let our hands go, let our hips and feet follow. That way he feels threatened. Now, if I'm not getting off the ball because I'm taking a false step and he happens to get here first, he's not going to open. Why? Because he's in front of me. He doesn't have to open up his hips because he's in front of me. Do you understand? And so the importance is that I want him to feel threatened. Threatened by what? Threatened by a speed rush on the outside. That way he has to take a long step. And I can catch him on this. I can catch him on this one foot here. If I catch him, he has no power. Okay? It's one and kick. If I'm to his hip already, to this spot here, he's going to be open, okay, because he's not in front of me. That's what I want. Does that make sense, Big Dawg? So you have to get off the ball. Okay, get into your stance, split, throw your hands, get off the ball. Inside foot is up. Get hips loaded in my hips and split. Okay, beat him off the ball. Beat him to that spot, Big Dawg. Again, right here. Get in your stance. Get ready to play, baby. Get loose. Hips up, loaded, and split. Beat him to that spot. Okay, that's my right hand stance. We're just gonna stay on this side, but I'm gonna get in my left hand stance. Now this is gonna be a different move, but still I just wanna show you my get off here. Okay, again, loaded, 90-degree, hand on my hip so I can split. Get off the ball. Ah. Get off, Big Dawg. I still got a little bit. I think so. I get you at least 1 or 2 seconds NFL game. I said it. Here we go. Right here. Hips up. Hand on my hip. Ah. Woo. Hey, your boy feeling good today. Big Dawg feel good, I'm telling you. Okay? But that's my angle that I want to take right here. I'm loaded in my hips, and I'm going to split. Big Dawg got to shake too. Keep working, baby. Hey, Big Dawg, that was some good work today, man. Hey, keep getting better and keep working. Hey, 5-star athlete.